Hello people, how are we all doing? I hope we're all well and having a nice evening. You can hear the air conditioning unit in the background. I apologize, it ain't going off. I am too hot. And also, I apologize in advance if this stream is short. I am not feeling at 100% today. Yeah, it's been a weird day for me because it's the first day in about, probably 2-3 years that I've had, no kids, no wife in the house, and I've just done nothing all day, but I think it thrown me a little bit, and it made me feel a little bit crap. So if this is a shorter stream than normal, then that'll be why. Yeah, put your mental health check in, please. I want to make sure everyone's okay. Evening, Phil. Evening, Mike. Evening, John. I hope you're well, mate. Evening, Nat. I'm okay, John, mate. Good stuff. Good. Thanks, mate. Work been less than challenging this week, so please for a long weekend. Nice. Evening, John. Evening, Daniel. Evening, Jez. Evening, Funk. Evening, no mental health checking. 10 out of 10. To looking forward to summer break. Yep. Evening, Jeff, mate. And you. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's been a weird day because I'm not used to having no kids. It's costing me 300 odd quid per month for nursery fee, but it is what it is. Oh mate, I'm so sorry for you, mate. I hope it was a good send off for your friend. Funerals are never fun. They're never fun. They always come in waves of remembering. The only best thing about funerals is it can sometimes repair relationships, or you get to speak to people who you haven't spoke to in a while and try and make new connections and stuff and remember that person's life. So sorry, Nat, that you having to go through that. By the way, my stuff will be going yellow soon. Yeah, they're not fun. But yeah, it's the last one of these. It's the last one of these for this season in the whole. They're still going to go on during the season, post-season even. We're going to be having lots of stuff to try and see what happens. But yeah, thoughts are with you, Nat, and just hope it was a good send-off for them. They're never fun. But I think we're looking at everything that's going on Wednesday-wise. I need to make this really, really clear, and I need people in the back to hear this. Everything is speculation. Everything. This summer's going to be testing me like I don't think I've ever been tested before. There's some good things, potentially. And that's all I'm going to say. I kind of think the good thing potentially, but it all depends on what happens and how things go and stuff like that. Why is Sean Dice trending? Why is Sean Dice trending? Something to do with Everton. Okay. Decent. Doesn't matter how much logic you fit, people will just stick by the something they convince themselves out regardless. Yeah, I know, mate. It's gonna test me this season. It's just gonna be a difficult middle of the season, and it's just it's annoying. Needs to work over on female over 65 be on the lookout. You not heard he's doing really well with the early bird specials in the morning. That's the reason why he got a job being a waiter. Get numbers. But yeah, it's one of those really odd situations at the minute where it's a post-season like I think we haven't known before, where we, in one sense, we know what we're doing and we know what league we're in, we know how things are going, but everything still feels like it's up in the air and like the bottom could just drop out from underneath and start again. And it's the whole kind of thing. Also, I really hate the internet when with some sort of let's just leave politics at the door. Hello, you delivered that line so calmly. Leave politics at the door. It's kind of thing. Take a good long break, Jake. We're going to be in a dark about development. Yeah, I kind of got to the point where you'll get your daily news update from me. If something breaks, it'll be on here, and I won't go too heavy until transfer window or we start getting players in anyway. So I normally try and take a little bit of a break. If you actually seen the videos of late, it's been a little bit slower than normal, but I've done that on purpose. I'm trying to look at ways of making sure I can do this sustainably and make myself feel okay, basically, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Jack will know this. Doing this kind of stuff, it's draining. It can do a lot to you. So it's one of those things where you look at it and you go, right, you need to do X, Y, and Z. But the thing is, we're at last game of the season, and it feels like it's been a hell of a long season. This season has had its ups and downs, and we will do a review. I think next Friday's roundup, we'll do it as a season review. There'll be a review video, but we'll do it as a season review. And we'll go through it from there, and it'll be good to see what happens. And it's all for working for yourself, so you can't just stop thinking and stressing about. Yeah, true. It's very true, that you kind of thing. By the way, I am wearing. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I am wearing a device here on my arm, which is telling me how to pace myself when it comes to my illness. So I'm trialing this out for a while to see if it worked for me, and so far it has done. So it's been good. But what are your guys' thoughts going into this last game of the season and how everything's been? Are you kind of happy the season come to an end, or do you think it's? I will say now, it's been a good season. I won't lie, it's been a good season in terms of position wise. I think anyone who thought we'd be mid-table would have snapped your hands off at the start of the season and gone, yep, kept that. So I think a lot of people are happy with being mid-table. And how we are, but it got to this kind of thing. Yeah, see, I have a device like that, and it called the wife as well. But the wife, she knows this. I learnt to tune her out. And if it's something annoying my phone, I'll do it. We all deserve a break. It's been a long season. It's been a very long season, and I don't want to make it sound too bad, but I think it can be a long pre-season. To be fair, with no international tournament this summer, it's a great one to rest and recharge from football. It is. I think having no tournament helps. I like these ones when it happened. Need a break from Chancery, I think. True. Tune out. Have you launched a company called Punk Union Foods? Yeah, I'm undercutting John West tuna by a hell of a lot. I call it tuna, but it's not actually tuna. But yeah, it's one of those things where you look at things at the minute, and if say the whole situation with the training ground, right? Say all the training ground situation, and we get all that stuff done, like it sounds like it's going to be the renovation. That sounds like it could be an absolute game changer to help us. Has anyone seen my pet rabbit? It wasn't called Flopsy, was it? Wait, Jed the Giant Chicken has a pet rabbit. Isn't that a bit... I don't know. I don't know if chickens are allowed to have pet rabbits. But yeah, it's one of those things where you look at everything and you have to have a think about how the season's been in a whole and how you get to the next part of the season. So when you next have to go to the fixture list, or when you have to look at the next player we're doing, or the idea or stuff. Because I won't lie, the one thing I got on here at the moment is, well, not on here, but in general, the one thing I got at the moment is that every time I hear Danny speak, he filled me up with a little bit of hope that he might stay, but then he says something else. And it's very easy to fall into the trap of the thing is, you got to look at the two things. The big thing is that he is under contract. So whatever happens, we're going to get money for him. Either way. I don't think DC the person you should go against in terms of what's he called? like Swansea did, where they went for Martin. They made him break his contract. They made him go through arbitration. I don't think that's the kind of thing that will happen with that. I just hope Danny goes abroad. Yeah, I kind of hope he goes to RB Leipzig, to be fair. And there's a part of me thinks that's what's going to happen. There's a part of me that thinks that's what's going to happen because you saw when he spoke about his family back home in that press conference, he was struggling to talk about how long he'd been away from his family. Does anyone know if the charity game has been filmed? I don't love. I don't know if it's been live streams. I can check. I don't think it is though. Missed it. Trick there. Oh, excuse me. They really should have done. Let me have a look. Hey, Bob, how you doing, mate? Good to talk to you the other day as well. Really long conversation we have. I'm still hoping out for Danny Wolfday. Same. Yeah, well, he's back home now, Jack. That's why. He got proper internet, he can do stuff. But yeah, back home. But the thing is, it's interesting to see what went to do next. Like, generally, it's interesting to see what went to do next because we're in this really weird situation where we're either going to have a situation where it's a similar season and you kind of go on the line of it can be cheap, but there are some very good players to get out there. From a neutral point of view, Danny Lee does seem a natural progression. Oh, it is a natural career progression, but you want at least... I would have thought, as a team looking at him, you were wanting to have at least 2 full seasons under the belt instead of one and a bit seasons. I said it before. At the moment, Sheffield Wednesday will be looked at by what Danny's done, and some young managers might actually see it as a stepping stone and use us as that stepping stone, a la Steven Gerrard at Rangers to get the Villa job, that kind of thing. I think... I'm so tired. I think there is parts of me that think that there's a point of view where that does happen. It's like people keep saying they'd love to have the Plymouth manager. But the Plymouth manager threw his entire board under the bus in his press conference saying, I'm still waiting for sporting director. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for this. And it shows you that a lot of clubs are in similar situations. Sadly, more off the pitch means someone like him will struggle to commit to long term. Well, the thing is, John, he already has. He's committed to a 3-year deal. Now, if some of the rumours are true, or speculations are true, there could be something in the works. And if there's something in the works and a group want to come in, or a person wants to come in and take the club, and they've already sat down with Danny and gone, hey, we want you as our manager. This deal is going to go through. We want you to be here. And they say you might have to wait a couple of months while it gets ratified by the FL. You might have a situation where there's been something said like that. Or it could be a case that Danny just wants to go home. If it's a German club that comes in for him, right? If a German club comes in for him, you know it's about going home. For clubs that can afford to buy contracts out, I'd say Danny's CV looks a bit unsustainable. Yeah. Well, it's like the whole thing. You look at the whole situation with Southampton. People keep saying he's on Southampton's radar and he's already signed for Southampton. There's already a gentleman's agreement. But their owners just put their club up for sale. So they're not in a great position. They're in a better position in terms of maybe behind the scenes and having the parachute payments. But what if Danny doesn't do it straight away at Southampton like he did here? And they go, well, you've not done it straight away. You're struggling. You're mid-table by January. They will turn around and probably sack him and go, maybe you weren't the one. I think it's an interesting time we've got coming up. This summer will be an interesting one to see who goes. I think the rebuild will be very interesting to see what we potentially got in our locker to rebuild, i.e. cash-wise, if there is anything. There's a lot of potential managers for Southampton. There's a lot. I'm not convinced Southampton will be strong. I don't think they will be. I think Southampton are in a lot of trouble. I don't think Leicester are going to be in a good position. Personally, I think all the clubs coming down from the Prem, the only one that looks strong for coming down is Ipswich. Ipswich is the only one out of all three of them that look ready to go straight for another push. I don't see Ipswich having a very good time of it either. I think there's a lot of things that have happened recently with some of the clubs that make you go, it's not there. I think Ipswich will be very strong if they keep their manager. Yeah, I agree. And I think he will. I think he'll want that redemption to try and do it again. And go, right, we're going to go up, pocket the cash, wanted to stay up, didn't work, go again. And they've still got a very good team. And you look at how many clauses they got in certain contracts with their players they sign. There's so many that are going to go for big money. So they're going to be able to replenish the pot, as they say. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. 28 people watching, 19 likes. Get those likes up, people. I haven't decided yet. I might decide in the morning. It depends on how I feel. I might do a watch along for tomorrow's game because it's the last game of the season and I can do a watch along for it. So we'll see. There's going to be a big merry-go-round of managers in the summer. A lot of clubs are looking for new bosses. Doesn't necessarily mean Danny going to be one of them. No, it doesn't. It's all speculation, John. Everything at the minute, until it's officially done, is speculation at best. Could see McKenna going to Leeds if Barker goes. That's a good shout. I could see it, but the only way... I could see it, but I also think they're going to go for a big name. I just got the feeling Leeds are going to go for a big name there. And then it's going to be a bit of a case of we've gone for a big name to see how it goes and go from there. But we'll see on that one. It all depends on what happens at the Leeds level of board support and stuff like that. It's interesting though. 5 teams going for playoff. 5 teams in a potentially going down. I don't think Danny's going anywhere this summer. A few weeks, Danny will get with his family. We'll sort him out. Get the takeover done, and we'll have money to spend on the push. Well, let's hope. Let's hope there's a takeover in the offing, and things are starting to look good. Yeah, that's the thing, John. That's what I'm thinking. I think they want a big profile, so they can. I hate this word, but so they can grow the brand. It's all about brand. Even they're not that stupid. Even though it is quite funny, Wayne Rooney's relegated 3 teams now. Derby, Birmingham and Plymouth. Anyone that touches Wayne Rooney in the summer, don't do it, Chansiri. Deserves everything they get. He's not a manager. He's not a manager. What the Derby thing showed, right? It won't be that. I don't even think DC is that dumb. Generally, I don't think DC is that dumb. But here's the thing. For me, what the Derby thing shows you was, I was about to say, Liam Rosenior was the guy anyway that did everything. And you've seen how well he did at Hull. You've seen how well he's doing now at Stade de France. I think it is the way it is. Is that a club or is that a stadium? I can't remember. Where Rosenior is now, he's doing really well. I think he's got him in a really good position again, and they want to keep him even longer. And the thing is, look at Hull. Hull get rid of Rosenior in the summer. Dragworth, that's it. Thank you, mate. I'd like to see Rooney at the Blunt, so he'd be a great fit. Yeah. He will even get on Match of the Day on Saturday and relegated to BBC too. Yeah. But you look at Hull last season. Hull flying there just a point off playoffs. You're thinking, okay, you give Liam a bit of what he wants, build something else. They sack him due to football not being the nicest, didn't like the style of football. They go for a different brand, and they're about to play tomorrow with the potential going down into League One again. That shows you how getting it wrong can be so problematic when an owner goes, I don't like you for X, Y, and Z. Like, I've always said I'm always interested to see what a Wrexham do when they eventually have to part ways with Phil Parkinson, or you look at Birmingham if they eventually get rid of their manager. Hull sacking Messina was the definition of football suicide. Yep. Well, that and Plymouth hiring Wayne Rooney. Like you look at the clubs in that bottom three, or in that bottom five, I should say. Let's go in that bottom five. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Look at that bottom five. You've got Stoke had to change manager. And it just worked, but it's not great. Derby County changed manager. And they got another manager who was on the verge of getting a team close to playoffs. And he left due to Blackburn Rovers just being Blackburn Rovers. Preston, a team you don't think about being in a relegation scrap, are in a relegation scrap. Luton Town came up, could do with staying up this season. Came down, could do with staying up this season. And Hull, who we spoke about. The teams down there are teams who have, for a while, have been in and around it or floating near it, but not. Like Stoke were a team last season not in a great position with it. Preston's always been mid-table. Hull last season came a point off. And reconnection successful. Oh, I'm dropping frames. Oh, hang on. Oh, dropping frames then. Okay. Preston Luton changed their manager season 2. Yeah, they did. You forget about that. Yeah, because Ryan Lowe was there, wasn't he? If you really want to be manager, why not be an assistant and learn a trade first? He won't do that. Ego will take him too big. His ego will go at him there. Sadly. Like, you look at top goal scorers this season. Joel Peru, Boren Steins, and Josh Brownhill. The only one that's not in the playoff situation is Norwich. Rossini, the top manager, I wanted him at the Blue before he got David. He's a good one. He's one I'd go for. Definitely. Oh, great. Deshaun Bernard is second with the most red card. Second with 2 red cards this season with Liam Lindsay. Liam Walsh at Luton got 3. Hey up, Dannington. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens after the season's done. Like, Josh Windass is 6th top goal scorer with 12. So is Dan James. So is Azaz. Middlesbrough got 2 up there. So it's not like we haven't scored goals. We have. It's just been from one player. Reese, by the way, for Preston, 11 out of contract in the summer. For Josh Sargent on 15. Top assists. Murphy at Pompey. Fellows at West Brom. Solomon at Lee. Rondon at Coventry. Are we even in this? We won't be in this. Oh, we are. Anthony Masaba. 17th with 6. See? So we did get in there. But yeah, it's that whole thing. You look at it. Wouldn't mind Sargent Blue. To be fair, I could see it. I could see it. We scored a lot of goals, just we let a lot in as well. Yeah. We scored a hell of a lot of goals. We scored a hell of a lot of goals this season. But like I said, we can't keep out. If we could have kept them out, we'd be up there. Like, if you look at our goals for, we scored 59 goals. Our goals against, though, is 68. And our defence has been such a thing. Our defence is terrible. Everyone knows that has to do down to... I don't think it's a case of style of play, though. I think the reason our defence has been bad this season, Stannington, it's not style of play. How much has our defence been makeshift because we've had either injuries or suspension? We have not had a settled back lineup all season. We have not had the same players in front of James Beadle all season. We've had to chop, change because of it. I don't think it's style of play. Because even when it's been under... It's looked a lot better under Charles. The defence has looked more solid. Yeah, we make mistakes with it. But that's the problem is, if you are going to play out from the back like we do, you're going to have that risk. You have to have that risk because it happened with everything. We have not had a recognised defence system all season. Like last season, you could probably look at it and see what was the recognised defensive system. Our set play defence have been horrendous until just lately. It seems like the set piece coach and the analyst bloke have finally got it sorted and trying to get it through their heads. And I think they probably came in a little bit too late. Is the rumour that Chansiri... Is the rumour true that Chansiri is running out of money? It's a rumour, mate. So you've kind of done a double standard, double negative. Is the rumour true? It's like, who knows? At the moment, he's paying people, and it's just a rumour. We can't speculate on it. I have my theory, but I am going to put my theories out there, because if I put my theories out there, there's a slight chance that someone watches it and I get a knock at my door saying, here you are, you've been served. I ain't going to touch that. That kind of worm. Not a cat in hell chance. Looking at it, and you look at what's happened recently, you would say there's a bit of truth to it. But at the same time, it's rumour. It's all rumour and speculation. Like, we know that things have got to be sorted, but again, that letter he did to the fans about what was going on and stuff, I won't lie, he kind of dug himself a bit of a grave in with what he said. It's boring, but any successful team is built from... Yep, look at... I'm just about to say, look at Burnley now. They conceded 15 goals all season. They're about to get the record for the least goal conceded in a championship season. We need a larger pool of better quality defenders to make Danny's game work properly. I agree. We also need a larger pool of players across the pitch. Like, not just in defence, all over the place. Because our squad is very, very small. We've only got 28. I think it's 28-man squad. Which is quite small for a championship team. And we see... The only good thing about some of the injuries we've had at the back, we've seen people like, what's he called? Autobio come in and do really well. And do well. Like, our squad size is 28. The average age is 28 as well. So that needs to come down. I'd like to see that come down. But, like, if you go to someone who's close around us, let's go with a Watford. Right? This website busy. Their squad size is 24, but that didn't help. So we got a bigger squad size than I thought. Oh, look at Cardiff. 28. Average is about 28. Remember though, Jake, Danny wanted 11 and Chansiri gave him 14. It actually was Danny wanted 6 and Chansiri gave him 10. Asking if he's running out of money is like asking to see you running out of tuna. Yeah, Richard. That's very true. Must give got Parker credit, never rated him. But to be fair, what Scott Parker does is he makes team competitive. And I don't think that's something people have. Like, he's always done well at championship level. At championship level, he's a good manager. If when he gets to the Prem, he's not that great. When he gets to the Prem, he really, really struggles with it. And with Fulham, it only struggled because he had to use most of the transfer budget in January. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do this time with Burnley, because I don't think there's been a situation like that this season with Parker. I think it's been, look, what do you need? We'll give you it. Like, you look at when the point tally, 57. If to get into playoff is 60, say it's, what? Let's call it 68. 67, 68. 60. Let's call it 69. If we get 60 points, we've missed playoffs by 9 points. And that crushing. And you look at what happened with Blackburn Rovers. If we had the run Blackburn Rovers went on with that draw and go on win-win, we'd be where Blackburn Rovers are right now. If not a little bit higher. it just, you think about the home games have been shit. Too many goals. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult one. Like, you look at this season, 26 points at home to 31 points away. 6, 8, 9. We've lost more than we've won at home this season. Away, 9-4-9. You've had a few Adobe buffing moments tonight. No idea what's going on with the internet. Yeah, I know. I've noticed it, mate. I've seen it. Don't worry, I've seen it. I've noticed it. It's something going on. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next with it, because I don't know. I genuinely, I don't know. I think our home form is very much down to a lot of the people who go away are the ones that who will go home and away and are now only going away because it's a better experience. And it's like the home crowd and the way it is so difficult. It is so difficult this season to get that place going. It's been so difficult, and I dread to think what happens next. Up the aisle, do we think Danny's staying? Who knows? Who knows? It changes every time I hear him talk. SWFC Batches 82. Every time I hear him talk, 1 minute I think he's staying, 1 minute I think he's going. I don't know. Too nervy at home? Yeah. Too many games where we've had to come from behind as well. I think there have been too many games where we've had to be a team that can only play when we're 1-0 down and when we've got something to chase. We have been the team that seems to only be able to play when they're chasing. Look at the thing with second half FC. Later, mate. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a good weekend, John. Have a good bank holiday, and I'll speak to you soon. I've felt the home crowd put more pressure on players, and some handle it better than others. True. There's got to be something that's got to be sorted with it, but I don't know how you fix it. I'll put it that way. Home form is a big issue, and we need to figure out how to get that sorted next season. One way or another, it needs to get fixed in a way where it's sustainable to help us go forward. I thought we would struggle at home with that, Jeff, but it's been too much pressure on the team, but it's had the opposite effect. To be fair, that's good though. It shows you what you're doing is right. It shows that you've managed to build on that, and you put yourself in a great position by getting promoted. Yes, we'll all have that kind of, well, you spent this much money, 20 million. Anyone, most people are going to say that. But it is. At least it's cooling down a bit. I hope for a decent night's sleep. It is cooling down a little bit cooler today. If anything, my house is warmer than outside at the moment, which is ridiculous. In here, it's cool because I've got the aircon on, but I'm actually going to turn that off now. Because that's... Give me a lucky, let us know how you did it. Yeah, let us know how you did that. We also look at the situation with, like, the... Darren Moore. Darren Moore go to a club where they got a plan. There's a plan there, and you go for the plan, and then a plan works. I'm used to the championship. Will moan about how much money. Oh, it'll be interesting. Hang on a minute. But yeah, you will get it all season. You will get it all season, and it's just gonna be how you handle it. And you handle it in League One, and you'll handle it in the Champ. If the team has the income to spend and have no problem with it when it's shit, both things that I hate. Oh, you mean like we've done in the past? Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, they have got the revenue though. You look at Wrexham, you look at Birmingham coming up. They're actually showing, and yes, they've had a lot of the good fortune with a takeover and everything working commercially. But it also shows you how bad most clubs in the EFL are run commercially. Most clubs commercially do poorly. I hate to say it, but it is something that is the thing. Most clubs commercially in the EFL and in Championship are run badly. They're not run great. Like, you look at some of the sponsorships that you get on some of the things, you're thinking, who are they? Ours, for example. But there are others where you just look at it and go, it needs to have a bit of a change. I could see Birmingham getting playoffs. I don't know if they got enough to do an Ipswich. Maybe. Wrexham will be a pain to the Championship in probably the second or two. Next thing, they will be low mid-table. I think Wrexham have got to become established Championship team first and then go for it. I think if they go for it on a third promotion, I don't think it works well. And I'm also waiting to see the crash out from Wrexham when they lose Phil Parkin, because when they have to make that initial manager change, I think it's going to be the biggest test of the ownership. I think the biggest test of the ownership is when they have to change manager and how they get it right and how they fix things and stuff like that. But they will. They will. They're learning on the job, and so far what they've done so far is good for them and good for the club. I think I like a bit less of the roller coaster. The 2-3 seasons have been extremely taxing, boring, predictable. Thing is, Jez, it was getting to be that before December. Before all the Danny Rule Southampton thing happened, it was starting. No, before November. Before we had it, literally, we had August, we had pre-season, August, September, October. Everything was looking to be an okay season, no drama, no nothing. And then we had HMRC. Then we had the situation with Danny and Southampton. Then we had Danny and Chansiri not talking. Then we had the 60 million long fan forum. Then we have a transfer window that failed to deliver, really, let's be honest. Then it went into March where we had the whole thing where players hadn't been paid. Then we have an EP panel meeting where everything comes up. And now we've had all the toxic... we've had the fan protest at motor season. It that whole thing. I fell into that trap too. And then, yep. Wrexham will be a cash cow for the Championship next season. Oh, yeah. They will be their new Hollywood darlings. Ask me at the end of summer transfer window. Now, only thing I will be able to guess is how good we will be. Singing, that's why I was going to say, why change the manager? Shouldn't be giving a chance. Why change the manager? Should he be? Because I'm not saying that they're going to. No, you've misinformed what I said, Ronald. What I said was it'll be when they have to change him, because there'll become a point where Phil Parkinson will get changed as manager. I'm not going to say that they're not going to give him the chance. They are 100% going to give him the chance. They've done that to him since he got him up. They trust him. But there will become a point where Phil Parkin won't be the Wrexham manager. And they'll have Parkinson even won't be the manager, and it'll be that first time they've had to change someone and make the right call, like after a really successful period. I think they will give him a chance to prove himself. I'm saying when it comes to that first chance to do it, I think that's going to be where they test their ownership and test how they do things. I'm not saying they're going to change it. New contracts have been offered to coaching staff and Academy of Italy EFL grant. Ah, fantastic. So the money comes from the EFL grant, not DC. So that helps a lot for a lot of stuff. And hopefully the coaching staff will accept those contracts. I really hope they do. If they can have those contracts, might get you a bit more clarity on what's going on with Danny. So yeah, it might give you clarity. Hey, Feather back at Wednesday tonight. looking well. So hopefully they all get accepted and that all sorted. So that's a good start. Cheers, Si. I much appreciate that. Hopefully they start the ball rolling. And if it's an EFL grant, that's even better because it put to bed that whole situation that, oh, how's he done that when he got no money? So do all the clubs get that grant then? I think it's gonna be a case of if you put in a request and it'll be a case you either your request is granted or your request is denied. I'm gonna give it that thing. If there's a grant there by the EFL, I'm gonna take it. Most club will get it. Probably you've got to apply for it, yeah. It's like any old thing. Right, mate. Go have a good one, John. I'll speak to you soon. See you on the debrief on thingy. Yeah, there you go. Everyone can go for it. So we finally used the grant. But guys, I am actually going to call it a night there as well. I'm absolutely shattered. So please have a good rest of your... Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to go. Have a good rest of your bank holiday. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll decide in the morning if we're going to do a live stream and I'll see how everything goes. Have a good one, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.